What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of my modded single player. No! Again, I haven't forgotten this series. I know the episodes have been a little sporadic, but you're just gonna have to bear with me as I am working. I got a bunch of NVIDIA stuff going on that I can't talk about, which, hopefully you guys understand. But this episode, I'm gonna try to go into two things. First off, we have our molten manillion here. And I got some gold in here waiting as well, because we need to make a couple more casts of the new things that I want to make. Because I want to make a hammer. A hammer is a tool that will mine in a 3x3 area, so it'll do this whole thing in one whack. And I want to dig out this bottom part so we can get to making our storage device and our automated machinery and stuff like that. So what we need to make is hammer. A hammer is made out of a tough tool rod, which is this, a hammer head, which is right here in the middle, and then two large plates that go on either side. So we need to make a large plate, put in there, a hammer head, and a tough tool rod. And I'm gonna make a tough binding, where is it? That one. An excavator head. And I think that's really it for what I'm really gonna do. I might make a big sword later on, but I don't need it right now. And then I'll look into making a bow as well, but for right now, I need to go get some stone. Oh, got some right here. If I can actually put it in my inventory. All right, so we need to make one of these, one of those, these. I'm just going to make all of these casts now. If we have enough juice left over, I'll do that. These are the ones I need right now. Okay. I think I put in 6 ore in there, which I believe each cast is 2. So we should be able to get 6 casts out of this. And these are going to be the cast for new stuff, but we are going to use the manillion to redo our tools that we currently have. Because it is, aside from like speed, which we'll be using our cobalt here for the hammer, manillion is basically the best material. It's not the best in every case. Like I like using cobalt for the head of my hammer, and I use manillion for the strength aspect. Sword and shovel and axe. All right, so we'll do our pickaxe first. Make sure manillion's on the bottom, not our cobalt. And for a regular pickaxe, they're already fast enough, so I find that it's better to use manillion here instead of cobalt for the head, because cobalt is the fastest material to mine with. But it's not the strongest, so we'll see we're going up massively in our durability. Our mining speed's actually going to go down a little bit. Interesting. Huh. What's currently on here? Isn't it obsidian? Obsidian pickaxe. I didn't know that obsidian is faster than manillion. But I do it mainly for the durability buff, and it being, well, we almost double our attack too, so I guess that's not so bad. What's insatiable again? I think it's like has a chance of, it doesn't even say. It should say here when you check for stats, but we can check our book. I guess that whole time I could have been putting other stuff down. It does have the highest attack except for that one material that we actually talked about. Oh. The demon metal or whatever. Where is it? It'll be the last... Demonic tough rod, yeah. So this stuff, molten demon metal, which come to finds out, it only has, or you can't repair it, right? Is that what it was? Or it has like one durability. So I guess that there's ways around that. Some people were telling me, I can't think of what they were off the top of my head right now, but we're going from 6.5 to 7.52. Which is already too fast for that shovel. Our attack is going to go up another 2 right there. And our durability almost, well, it's like a pretty good double. So I guess a zombie, well, I guess it is still a zombie killer. That's not untrue. How we doing? We got 2 blocks left, that's fine. Just want to make sure that we have enough for everything that we're trying to do here. Because, really do need a hammer. Hammer is a tool that you can't really go without. Alright. How fast is that now? 23.33. So that's pretty fast. So, for our hammer, the head is going to be made out of cobalt. Because cobalt is the fastest. I wish I could scroll through this instead. Right there. Cobalt's mining speed 12. So that's way better than the 7 that Manilian is, the 3.5 that Ardite is. I don't think that we found anything that was faster, right? It's been a while since I've looked at this stuff, but Electrum has a mining speed of 12, but its durability and stuff like that I don't think stacks up to it. Ooh, Evil Infused Iron has a faster one. Evil Aura. When held, creates an evil aura that brings misfortune to the wielder. Okay, so we're not going to use that, but you know. Oh, there we go. Demonic Metal. It's terrible for mining, but the attack is what you get it for. I don't know why you'd put it on any of these tools. That would just be awful. Okay, yep. So, we got our head, and now we need 2 large plates. And these are 8 each, which means I'll have 2 ingots of Manilian left, I think, after. We could probably do our tough tool rod out of cobalt, too. The more a material takes, too, usually the longer it takes to cool. That compounds on the material itself, too. Some materials are, like, they cool faster. I believe tin cools super fast, but a tougher metal like steel or something would take much longer to cool down. Okay, the other plate... We'll do Manilian too. Do like a little purple sandwich on it. Now I have extra Ardite in here, but I don't want to use it right now because it's going to get rid of our cobalt. So usually with these 2 materials, I only ever mix as much as I'm going to use, and then I'll keep the extra in there, while other ores and stuff like that, I'll just dump them all in. It's just we have nothing automated right now, so it's kind of a pain to pour them out. And so we got a nice little nest egg of metals and stuff like that, so I don't need to smelt them all. And we'll get into refined storage here in a little bit. Yeah, those are done. Okay. I'll put the rest of that stuff back because I don't need that right now. I just need my hammer. So we'll go over to hammer, put in our 2 large plates, cobalt head, and our tool rod. So our mining speed is 3.8. That's pretty slow. But with cobalt, we get momentum. I guess I could have hovered over these to see what it. During combat, you deal more and more damage, but also consume more and more durability. Okay, well, there you go. That's why you want to use a very fast material for the hammerhead, because that affects mining speed a lot. I believe it's the handle times the hammerhead. Not sure. But we'll be loading it with redstone, and we'll probably get maybe 12, like a mining speed of 12, somewhere around there, which I believe, I mean, this is at 19, so that's why it's important to use the fasting, because hammers are really slow. So we're going to call this, I don't know why Hammerhead Shark is in my head. I think it's just because of hammer. Call it Blam. Hammerhead Shark's too long of a name. Alright, so we put that back in there. Do we have the redstone for that, actually? Do I have redstone in here? No. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need too much for refined storage. So I'll use this amount. And the trick is to keep some dust as well, because without dust, you'll for just blocks it can only do 45, but if you have dust in there, it'll do a full level every time. Here we go, 2, 3. All right, so we can only put on 3 right now because we don't have any more modifiers, and our mining speed is already at 9.7. Maybe we'll get a little bit more. I'm not sure. That's not the right chest. That's the chest. We'll put that back in there, and then let's go try this out real quick. Alright, so you can see there's a grid now. Here, it might be easier to show you right there. So there's like a little outline there that shows me the area that it's going to affect. And that matters because in some of them you can expand them, and I'm not sure if this Tinkers has those modifiers in this one. Oh yeah, right here. So there's an expander for horizontal and vertical. So if you wanted to expand your mining by 1 up, like in the middle slot there, you put in one of those. I believe it's only 1 at a time. No, I think it does a full row. So it's 3 across. But instead of just doing a 3x3, it'll do a 3x4. And if you add a horizontal one, that'll make it a 4x4. But I believe its max height or whatever is like a circle. It's no longer a square. So I don't have any sort of plan or anything for this, but usually when I'm using a hammer, I try to do 3 at a time like that. So if I want to dig it in the wall on the right here, I'll typically do it like that. That way I can take out a whole chunk, because if I don't, then you end up with something like this. So that's how I usually keep my rooms even. I'll try to do it 3 at a time. But, you know, I already kind of messed that up a little bit, so. Now we can make a shovel that does the same thing. It's called an excavator. And those ones are pretty handy, although I find that the shovel, especially if you throw some redstone on it, is plenty fast itself. And especially since we have, we get a level every time we level up our tools. It won't take very long. Like, we're already halfway through our first level of the hammer. The hammer levels super fast, and if you mine ores with it, it mines even quicker. Also, the speed that you mine isn't what you're clicking on, you know, because normal stone mine's pretty quick. It's not bad. But if you add an ore into that, it's a little bit longer. And if there's more ores per mine, the longer that'll take as well. So whatever you're mining, so there's 4 here. If we go here, we'll get 5. It takes a little bit longer. Those are soft ores, so they don't take as long to mine up. You can see that one took like an extra second or so, and we got some uranium here. Uranium's not particularly tough either. Fortune also applies to everything that you hit on there, so if I had fortune on here, every coal that I hit, it would also apply to. So, I'm just making a mess here because I see ores and it's so easy to mine them out with the hammer. Let's see, now my room's not so even, and anyways, I'm gonna mine this out and I will be back in a moment. Okay, so I got the bottom part all mined out, at least for now. And what I'm going to do now is, after I do a quick repair of my hammer, so we have to use cobalt now because the head of the tool is cobalt. And he's already level 2? Accustomed, yeah. I believe that's 2 levels in. Comfortable and then accustomed, yeah. So we have, we should have 2 more modifiers on there, I think, right? Yeah, 2 modifiers. So we can add more stuff, although I would rather it have more durability, because I am running out of that quite a bit, and that's why I use the Manulin. Man, I forgot the name of that. I've just been converting a lot of my cobalt down to bars, because I'm going to need that a lot now to repair stuff. Manulin as well. Got 2 ingots of that left. It's alright. And so, since we're at the bottom, I want to put in a new floor. So we're going to make a chisel right here. You can make an iron one, which is just a stick and a piece of iron, or a diamond one, which has a lot more durability. And that's an eye chisel. I'm not sure what that one is. And then this is from Chisel and Bits, which is a different mod. We're just going with chisel. And put that back in. And what chisel does, if you right click it, you'll see all of this stuff, and if you put in a block there, you can see the different styles that you can chisel it to. You can also switch your mode here, and this will change what is out here in this world. So if we have a 3x3 block now, we can use our chisel, and you can see it's highlighting what's going to be chiseled. And left click, it'll switch between. If we right click or shift right click, or yeah, that's what it is. It's shift left click. So it's either left click to go forward a design, or shift left click to go back a design. So if you already have something out, like say you wanted to change like your wood logs here, go back to single. I know you can chisel that for sure. I don't know why it's not letting me. There we go. So you can just go and change the look of stuff if you want. You can switch it back. Only problem is I typically use a texture pack, and the chisel ones are the same resolution as base Minecraft, and they're not up-res, so it can look weird if you mix them. But we are going to use big tile, I think, is what I want. Yeah, big tile connects. So some textures connect to stuff and some do not. Actually, we should do a builder's wand as well. So that's going to help us out a bunch. Make this one out of diamond too. Actually, I don't think I need... Oh, 3. I think I just need 1. Yeah, it's 1 and 2 sticks. So if you're doing a chisel, it's just 1 stick. If you want a wand, you need a bigger one. So you can see there, it's a wand that lets you place down stuff. It's a builder's wand. It makes this part right here way faster. We got the bat morph now. And this version of the pack is actually super updated versus the one that I started with. So maybe Morph has the abilities now. I doubt it, but let's see. We can go to a blaze real quick. Also, they changed my hotkey back to the grave, I see. I can't fly. Maybe there's still something you gotta do. Maybe I gotta go to the nether now that it's updated. It doesn't matter. So now I'm going to click on this, and you'll see that it takes it from my supply down there. And since I only have 4 blocks left, I can only place 4, and then I'm out. So only place what you have. So this is pulling from my dev null. So if I look at the bottom here, it's pulling from here. So if I have like dirt from the lawn up top, or cobblestone or anything like that, so there's nothing here because I don't have smooth stone, but I do have cobble. So it can pull from the dev null, which is very nice. Unfortunately, I'm going to need like a ton of andesite, I think. So we can go in here, big tile, tile. I'm just shift clicking it in there. And you got to be careful when you're clicking it, because I can't tell you how many times I've done that where I click once, but then my cursor's on top and it'll build on top. Builder's 1 can be the best tool or the worst tool. Okay, I think this will put us pretty close. Oh, nice. 5 left. Okay, perfect. So now we can chisel that back to regular old andesite, and I can drop it back inside my cube. So that's a really quick way of making a floor. I don't need to put lights in here, because the lamp upstairs will eventually light this whole area. As you can see, it's already working on it. So this will be the beginning of our basement. I'm not going to do the walls right now. I'll probably do that between episodes. But I want to put the start of our storage system together. Although we don't have power yet, that's okay. I'll put these away here. Ooh, actually, you know what? We probably should get power going. Man, here I was thinking that we were going to do a little bit of storage stuff, but okay, so what kind of power are we going to do? I think we got range pumps. All right, so there we go. We need to make a range pump, and that'll give us lava. And a range pump is 2 iron, a block of diamond, some obsidian. So we need 9 of those, and 6 of those. 2 buckets. I don't know where I put my buckets. There was one here. Oh, right, I took it to destabilize redstone. Okay, so we're gonna need another 6 of those. And obsidian. Yeah, alright, cool. So, the range pump, I need a crafting table over here. Right, I don't got one. Oh, that's good. That's good. Lots more nether quartz. We're gonna need a lot of it. Okay, so we need 3 buckets, or 2 buckets. Do need 2 of those. We need a block of diamond. What? Oh. That was weird. I lost one for a second there. You guys all saw that? I'm not crazy. Pull that away. Alright, now we need lava and water. That'll make us a range pump. Now, range pump also needs power, but it needs very little bit of power. And for that, we are going to do... magmatic crucible, or dynamo. There we go. Magmatic dynamo. So this is where we're going to get power early on. This won't be our final power, but it will be good enough for a good while, especially if we upgrade it down the road. So we need to make 2 of these, because I want to make power in the nether, and then I want to make power over here. So we need silver. Silver, there's 2. Invar and iron. Thankfully we made a bunch of invar. How much iron? 2 each. these require redstone. 4. So we need to make 2 of these. And, oh, I gotta make invert gears, and I need 2 more of those. Invert gears are, whatever, we'll just take more. I think it's iron gear? Oh no, it's just that. Okay, perfect. Alright, so now we can make 2 magmatic dynamos. Pretty close to my estimate there. And actually, we need to take a bucket with us because that's how you start these. These will not start on their own. And now we need to make 2 ender tanks. And thank God, I got blaze rods. Couldn't remember if I got blaze rods or not. I know I went to the nether. Yeah, now I'm thinking back. I'm dumb. So if we look up ender, under ender storage, there's these things called ender tanks. So we need 2 cauldrons, some white wool, and a couple pieces of obsidian. Easy. So you need to make 2 of them. So make sure you pull out 2, or enough for 2. A couple of these. And wool and ender pearl. Oh, is that the thing that was keeping me up on this? Got 1. Damn it. Okay, so we need to go get another one of these. Wool. Whoops. Just might as well just take both. The colored wool here, excuse me. The colored wool there can actually determine the tabs up top. So if you actually want a different color, like light gray, you can change that, and then you'll see it changes the color of the tabs up top. But if you're going to dye them anyways, might as well just use white. It's fine. So that'll be our lava one, which I will... I got flowers somewhere here. See, dye is a difficult part, right? Because you're not sure... Don't think that makes dye. That makes petals, and I'm pretty sure you can't make petals into this. Yeah. You have to grind them up, I think? Right? Can't you... There's a way to convert them. I think you have to plant them, grow them, and cut them with shears. Doesn't matter. But we don't have another one right now, so we don't actually have to dye them. I typically try to. But you can find any sort of flower. But now that it's nighttime, I have to go far away from my own home to go find an enderman. So I will be back after I find another ender pearl. Away I go. Ayo, found 2. Oh, 3. Perfect. This isn't... Oh, it does have luck 3. Okay. I was gonna say, really lucked out on that one, but it was because of luck that I got it. So we got our ender pearls. Oh, more. Don't like this tiny little guy, though. Nope. Well, I guess we weren't fine. That's fine. I'll take a nap and pick up my stuff. Ooh, that was a big explosion, wasn't it? Probably use better armor at some point, too. Thank you for hanging out, Mr. Enderman. Yeah, more. There's 5. His buddy left, though. Okay, so now that we made our other ender tank here, these two share the same inventory. Just like your ender chest and everything like that. If I put lava in one, there's lava in both. But it's only the same amount. So if I take out the one, it's there. We don't have 2 buckets, we didn't duplicate. We just got 1. So I am going to take one of these to the nether. I'm going to leave the other one, let's just say here for now. turn it so it's output into here. So we have about 15 buckets in there right now. If we go to the nether and find a nice little lava lake. I should make a magnum torch for here too. Okay, so I don't actually believe that there is a height limit to the range pump. I believe it can go to any height. We'll go down here. That's cobalt right there. Nice. Okay, but I do need to go down there to get some lava. I guess I could have brought some, but this is fine. Okay, so. Make a little area here for us. The only other thing is I'm pretty sure this has to be chunk loaded. So once we do this, we'll have to chunk load this area. Where is my ranged pump? Where is it? There it is. Found it. It was on the ground. Someone didn't pick it up. I don't know who it was. Okay, so now that we're back here, we can put out our range pump. And since it is ranged, we don't need to actually have it over a block of lava or anything like that. It'll find it. It'll search the area around it until it finds a liquid. It could be water as well. But in the nether, there's only lava. So hopefully... Okay, it didn't do it. Wonder if there's a way for me to cheese this, because I didn't make a wrench. Okay. So if I put it... Okay, there we go. So if you shift click against it, I guess it puts it up against it. This part is where the power comes out, so it needs to be facing that block. And to get this going, you just need to put some lava in it. And I believe it'll put lava back into it. I don't think that I need to port it from here to there. So you can see that it's already pumped up a bunch. And it's being put inside of there. I guess I must have the other side wrong because it's not emptying out into the drum that it should be. Looks like I might need to make a pipe. Yeah, because it's not filling that in, and this is already full. Okay, so before we leave, we are going to hit our claim chunks here, and I'm just going to claim all of that, okay? And now if we shift left click, we can load all of those. So we have 20 set up. And that should be all I really need. I don't think we're going to run out of this lava before I move on to my next power source anyways. But you can see it replaces it with stone. So this will all be a stone field in a bit. But right now I need to... Okay. I need to go back home. And we need to make some pipes for that. Because I'm not gonna swap it yet. I want it to stay full while I test the pipe stuff. So we need to go to thermal, and we need to make the reinforced duct, the hardened one, because this one, or that's a flux duct. We need hardened fluid duct right there. So contents may be any temperature, because if we do the one right before it. It will break if they're extremely hot or cold. So we don't want that. We want to do our hardened one. And we'll do the opaque one because that requires just lead and invar. While the glass ones require hardened glass, which we need an induction smelter for. We do not have that right now. But we will soon. So we'll do lead and invar on either side. That'll give us 6 of them, which is great. get rid of those for right now. And then we also need to make a servo. We don't always need a servo, but I do like having servos because there's no way to mess it up. So we need glass, some iron nuggets, and redstone. Nope, that's iridium shards. And 2. Do that, and then we need glass. Smelted up a bunch of glass earlier. Alright. So there's different types of servos. The higher the quality, the faster it'll extract things. But for this, we just need something really slow. It doesn't have to be impressive. It doesn't need to shoot the liquid, you know, over a canyon. All we're doing is just taking out a little bit just to fuel our pump. Just pop on back down here. Go. We'll get to our servo and our pipe here. And I'm going to go right off of the tank here. And I'll put the servo... I did that kind of quick, I'm sorry. So I placed down a pipe, and then I right-clicked this flange here, because there's 2 here. This one, because I want to pull from here and put it inside of here. So you can see now we're topped off, and as long as it remains topped off, it's going to produce a lot of power. And the pump uses nothing. You can see that we're at 4 tick there. So it's filled back up, and we got a bit of a buffer going here. Let's go back home, and we'll switch the tank that's above the drum here. Swap it. Oh, it was emptying it in there. It just wasn't going fast enough. Look at that. That's like basically a bucket a second there happening in the bottom left. So yeah, we already have 170 buckets of lava. There we go. Now the buffer is going down. And see, it's going to go back up because we have those chunks loaded in the other dimension. Oh, I don't think we have these ones loaded. Yeah, that's why it keeps filling up when we go in there, because these chunks unload. So, we don't need to claim all of this because we're not playing online with anybody. We just need to load the ones that have working stuff in it. So we have our house here. I want to make sure that the house is loaded as well. So I'll just do a big square around the house because that'll take care of everything underneath as well. And we're not going to chunk load a whole lot. We're at 40 out of 64 right now. I could change that number though. That's not a big deal. That's just to prevent people online from going nuts, you know. So let's do that. Chunk load our house, and that way this always stays loaded too, and it will always dump into the drum. And we can change out that drum too, but I think that'll be a good barrier in between. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. We didn't get to the refined storage, but we do have power. So we can take this ender tank and attach our engine onto it, and that'll power this block right here, our controller, which we'll make in the next episode. Get cracking on that. So yeah, I'll see you guys for episode 8. If you guys enjoyed this series, thank you very much. I am trying to take it a bit slower to try to teach you guys. For those who don't know or want to try to follow along, I don't think I ever gave you guys a seed for this world, but there's the seed. Not that it really matters. This isn't a great seed. I think that you'd have a lot more fun with your own. But anyways, I will catch you guys later. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.